Hosted by you/that Caterpillar 400. My 28F fiancé Alex 28M has had a BFF Danny 28F since they were 4. She's not like the usual Reddit BFF. She's a lovely, sweet person who has never crossed boundaries with Alex or their 2 other friends, Marcus and Daniel. The 4 are very close. Danny is gay and always has been. She is very much a woman but prefers to dress in jeans and t-shirts rather than in any feminine clothing. She is lean, tall, has short hair, and is just one of the boys in many ways. This weekend was Alex's bachelor party. All 4, plus 2 other friends of Alex, went along. It was in a coastal town that's well known for hosting bachelor and bachelorette parties, but there are no adult clubs or anything like that. They stayed in an Airbnb and had scuba diving and kayaking planned. The first night went okay, dinner at a restaurant, a nightclub, and then back home. The issue arose last night. After the nightclub, they headed back to the house. Marcus and Daniel, who are both single, brought back 2 girls from the nightclub and got busy in their bedrooms. The rest were drinking in the living room, but things got a bit loud, and the 2 friends started complaining that they didn't get to go to an adult club and never got to see some hot bodies. They were blaming their wives and calling them names. Danny told them to quiet down as it was ruining the mood, but they both thought it would be funny if they saw Danny's undressed body to make up for it. The thing is, Alex joined in, and they forcibly took off her clothes. She was screaming loudly, and Marcus and Daniel came running, rescued Danny, and put her in a bedroom with the girls. They then got into a fight with the 3 men. Daniel doesn't drink due to a chronic medical condition and the medication he's on. So, they packed up and took Danny and the 2 girls, leaving the other 3 behind. Danny was hysterical, and Marcus wanted her to go to the police, but she refused. She was too afraid to go home, so they ended up dropping the girls off and taking Danny to her parents' house, which was an hour away. Marcus was at my door at 7 a.m. this morning and told me what happened. He said that if he ever sees Alex again, he's afraid of how things could go. He also told me that if he can convince Danny to press charges, he will. Then he left. Alex returned around 3 this afternoon. He was acting normally until I told him Marcus had visited. He became very nervous and tried to downplay what happened as a joke that got out of hand. I'm devastated. I listened to him, but he knew I wasn't accepting his explanation. I told him Danny might be going to the police, and he became very panicked and pale. He said she had blocked him, and he wanted to go talk to her. I told him she wasn't at her place because she was too afraid he or his buddies would show up there. I asked him to leave, and though he didn't want to go, I insisted. He was crying, saying it was a prank that got out of hand. I only heard him out as a courtesy to our 2-year relationship, but I'm done. I don't know this man anymore. I'm unsure if I should reach out to Danny or just do nothing. Marcus and I have been in constant contact, and he agrees that I have no option but to end things. I don't even know where to start with canceling everything, as the wedding is in 5 weeks, but that feels trivial compared to what Danny is going through right now. Marcus is convinced that Danny will go to the police after talking to her parents, so I think Alex is in serious trouble. I can't support him in this. Maybe I'm wrong, and it's because he was drunk or on something else, but this was his friend since age 4, and he did this to her. I haven't blocked Alex, but I haven't replied to or picked up any of his calls. Update 1 day later. Sorry, I don't know how to do updates, so I'm posting this separately. It's been a terrible day. I can't reach out to my friends yet because I feel ashamed. I did tell my parents and my brother, and they have been wonderful. My brother brought his friend with him when he came to stay, and today, both of them packed up every bit of my ex's stuff and took it to his parents' house. My ex was there and just asked if that meant I was finished with him, and my brother said yes, asking if he really expected any other reaction. His father intervened and told my ex not to say anything more. He also told my brother to have me contact him about canceling the wedding. I'm not contacting his father, ever. My parents are handling the wedding cancellations, and my father got in touch with my cousin, who is a lawyer, to help and advise me as needed. I have to disentangle myself from my ex regarding leases, bank accounts, savings, and other financial matters, though my brother made sure I transferred all of my money from the joint accounts, savings and daily accounts, into my own account. It's a mess. I tried calling Danny, but she isn't ready to speak to anyone, so I just texted her to let her know that I'm here for her and that I've broken up with Alex. She hasn't replied, and I don't expect her to. She's apparently in a really bad way. Daniel spent 3 hours with me today. There's a lot going on, but I'm afraid to say too much for fear of damaging any potential court case. I will say that there are 2 videos of the incident, one taken by Jeb, one of the 2 friends. Much of it is chaotic, but the last part is apparently clear and telling. The owners of the rental house have also gotten involved, and there's footage, but I can't say more. When Marcus left me, he went to both of those guys' wives and told them what happened. Jeb's wife has been very helpful, and has split from him. The other guy's wife has also left him. Things are going the way most of you would want them to, that's all I'll say. And, to add, it was worse than what Marcus originally shared. Daniel told me that before Danny found her style, she had long hair, dressed femininely, and was stunningly beautiful. All three of them were in love with her as teens. Apparently, Alex took her rejection very personally and, according to Daniel, was angry and bitter for a couple of years, though he hid it from her. They thought he had gotten over it, but Daniel now feels that this might have been about revenge. It's scary if this is true. I've been receiving hundreds of texts from Alex. He told me his father advised him to stop texting me, but he says he can't. I haven't replied or blocked him based on advice. This is really hard, and I don't know how all of this is going to end up. If there's more, I'll post again if I'm able. Second update 3 days later. Hi all, my last update was removed, but if anyone is interested, I thought I'd post the latest and get some advice. I got a call from Danny. Daniel has been ever present, and I'm guessing it was because he knew she was going to call. There's a lot more to the story. The first night was normal, as I said, but on Saturday, Alex, Jeb, and their friend decided not to go scuba diving with Danny, Daniel, and Marcus. Danny was feeling very hungover and gave up after an hour, heading back to the Airbnb. She walked into the living room to find all three guys engaging in intimate acts with two women. Jeb shouted at her to get out, as this was costing them a fortune. The women were paid professionals. She left and went back to the boat, only telling Marcus what she had seen. When they all returned later, Alex told her not to tell me, saying it was just his last bit of freedom. She told him she was disgusted and reminded him that he wasn't free. She also told him she needed to think about what to do. Marcus convinced her to stay another night, as he and Daniel had met the two girls the night before and were planning to see them again. If Danny wanted to leave, Daniel would have to take her since he was her ride, and there wasn't any public transport in the small town. So Alex cheated, as did the other two. Marcus told their wives that morning, but not me. He planned to do it in stages because he knew I was already in shock. The actual assault went further than what Marcus had initially told me. While Alex hadn't physically assaulted her beyond pulling off her clothes, unlike the other two, he stood by and watched, doing nothing to help her. Danny mentioned that she thought Alex had taken some mushrooms earlier, but she wasn't sure. Marcus and Daniel did rescue her, but by then, things had already escalated. She went to the police as soon as she got to her parents'. The Airbnb owners had also gone independently when they saw the footage. All three men are now facing the consequences of their actions. Danny told me she was sorry she didn't tell me immediately, as she had wanted to, but she's still very distraught. I didn't want to make things worse for her. I don't think I'm needed for any legal proceedings, so I finally blocked Alex and his parents. The wedding is cancelled, and I'm just beginning to disentangle myself from Alex financially, including bank accounts and other matters. Here's my issue. I'm feeling very angry towards Marcus. It feels like he didn't really care about me. He stopped Danny from telling me so he could continue to shack up with the girl he met. He apparently feels guilty because if they had left, Danny wouldn't have been attacked. He didn't give me the courtesy of telling me that Alex cheated that morning, like he did with the other two wives. It's not like he was sparing my feelings because my ex assaulting another woman was a pretty damn hard thing to hear. He also didn't tell me the full extent of the attack. Danny is still unsure if Alex wasn't just waiting his turn or if all he was going to do was watch. I should have been told that immediately, and not by Danny, because that conversation was incredibly difficult for her. Daniel didn't know about the female paid professionals at all and didn't realize Marcus hadn't shared the full story of what they saw when they burst in. Daniel has been my rock. I need some perspective here. Is it okay to be angry at Marcus? Is this misplaced anger? I'm definitely angry at Alex, and that's all I feel towards him. Can anyone give me a different perspective that I'm missing? Marcus and I had been in constant contact, mostly messages, texts, and occasional calls, since he's already back at work. He actually visited last night, but I didn't open the door for him. Daniel keeps saying that whatever I feel right now is okay, but I think he's just placating me. I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't have to have any more contact with Alex, and I think the case will move along without me. I'm considering telling Daniel that I need a break from him, Marcus, and that whole group of friends. Danny and I have agreed to stay in touch, but I don't see us being very close. My best friend, whom I finally confided in, thinks I should step away from them all now for good and focus on moving forward. My parents agree and believe it's necessary for my healing. My brother, on the other hand, thinks Daniel has been nothing but great and that I shouldn't cut him off. But they all seem to come as a package deal. Without Alex now, Obviously, so it feels like it's probably all or nothing. What should I do? I don't want to be ungrateful, but a clean break feels right.